Hello and welcome to this Kate Middleton hair tutorial. I'm going to be talking you through it while I'm watching me on the video, which is a bit weird. So first of all, I've just blow dried my hair. My hair's naturally curly, so I kind of loosely blow dried it straight. And now, as you can see, I'm just going to clip up half of my hair to leave the under half down. Before I blow dried it, I applied some root boosting spray onto all the roots, like under the, or sort of under and around the crown and anywhere, well, basically that there's a root section of your hair, because Kate normally has quite an uplift to the top section of her hair where the hair shaft starts from the head. So what I'm doing with the straighteners now is pulling upwards from the roots. So I'm clamping it on near the root and then pulling it upwards, and that will just give you even more volume from the roots. I'm just doing it loosely on the bottom layer because you don't see it as much, but it's just to give the hair a bit of volume and a bit of height around it. And it also sort of smooths down any wispy bits. So I'm not going to the bottom of the hair, of the whole length of the hair each time. I'm just kind of doing the roots. So now I'm taking down the top section and kind of just brushing that lightly through to the bottom bit of my hair. And I'm going to do the same. So grabbing a section and just pulling it up at the root. Holding a section and tilting it up. And when I'm going up and down in those sections, I'm not pulling it up and down the hair shaft. I'm clamping to go up and then unclamping and then clamping again at the root and pulling it up. So I'm not going up and down with it clamped. I'm only pulling it upwards while it's clamped onto the hair. So you can see it a bit better there that I'm undoing it and then coming back down to the root and then clamping it on again. And then you just want to use your visuals. Just look round, is there any really frizzy bits that you've forgotten? Now I'm just moving on to the other side of the head. Again, just giving the roots a bit of lift in the same way that Kate does. So now I've done all of my roots, so they've got a lift to it. And any sort of root boosting spray will do, or mousse, before you blow dry your hair. I just think it helps it kind of stay and gives it something to grip hold of. So now is the second stage of it. And I'm going to focus on the middle section of the hair. So again, I've clipped up half of my hair because I've got quite a lot. You might not have as much hair as me, so whatever you find easiest. So I'm just doing the middle section and I'm not going to straighten all the way down. As you can see there, I've just left it at the last bit. It doesn't matter if you skim it all the way down, but you'll see the third step is to put kind of a curl and bounce into the bottom. So you don't want to straighten it too much, otherwise if your hair's like mine, it'll just hold on to the straightness rather than the curly bounce that we're going to put into it. So this bit's quite quick, you're literally just smoothing down the middle section of your hair. So as you can see now, I've got quite a lot of volume in the top, but it's kind of smooth 3/4 of the way down. I'm just going over any frizzy bits now. I'll probably miss a bit at the back, but hey. And this would also work if you had thinner hair straighteners. Mine are the kind of thickest GHD ones. I think they're meant for thick and sort of Afro-Caribbean type hair. But I just find them easier because I've got a lot of hair, so it speeds things up for me. So I'm just looking for any frizzy bits really now. But I'm trying to keep the volume near the roots from the first step. So just smoothing it. Again, leaving a section at the bottom because we're going to curl that in a minute. Okay. So just separating the hair again because I've got quite a lot of it. Just pulling out the kind of bottom layer to start with. So this is the most time consuming part of the process, and it's kind of getting that famous Kate Middleton bounce curl into the bottom of the hair. She has hers blow dried, I think, and if I could afford to, I so would every single day of my life. So all I'm doing at this stage for the underneath layers is sort of putting or clamping it on the hair shaft and then turning the hair straighteners on approximately a 45-degree angle and just pulling it down to the ends. And then I'm just using my fingers just to kind of wrap it round and to get that shape. Basically, you just want the ends to start pointing a little bit inwards. Inwards and around is the direction that we're going to be doing it. So just going section by section. If you've got a lot of hair, I wouldn't do it with it all down, but if you haven't got as much as me, then you probably could do it with it all down. But you just want to get a bit of movement into it, which I think having the sections helps, otherwise it would just all look a bit too similar. So 45-degree angle again, and just bringing that in, just getting a bit of movement in the ends. And this is only the sort of first bit, you just want to get a kind of loose twist into it a bit. And when we get nearer the end, you can sort of look at the bigger picture, I think, and then decide if you want to curl a few bits a bit more towards the end or not, and just to get it kind of looking a bit uniform. So the bits of hair that kind of sit nearer the top of the style, so not the ones that are underneath, the layers underneath, I tend to start curling it a little bit higher up the hair shaft. So perhaps from halfway down, especially as those layers are a little bit shorter anyway. Again, it'll just give you that movement. You want different heights of hair to give sort of that, not illusion, but look of kind of movement and volume. So you can see it already, it's sort of getting a bit of bounce to it, a bit of curl, but just at the ends. So I'm just sort of brushing out with my fingers a little bit before I start, because once you've done this you don't really want to brush it because you'll undo all your hard work. So now as I'm sort of travelling up the layers, I'm adding more and more twists into it. So I'm just going to keep going. Clamp, twist, and moving it down the hair. So clamping it on, twist, pulling it down a bit, twist, pulling it down a bit, twist, pulling it down a bit, and then just holding that kind of curl wave in place for a bit, letting it go, and then just defining the shape with my fingers. Okay, so I'm just carrying on with more and more sections, just building up those layers and that curl at the bottom. And some bits of hair you might need to leave the hair straightener clamped on it for a little bit longer. Some of my hair takes to it better than other sections. So again, just twisting the hair straightener on the ends of the hair. And holding it on some bits longer that don't take to the curls as much. Attractive look there. So clamp, twist, and then pull it down over the hair. And I know that takes some practicing, but once you've kind of got it down, you can do so many styles with it, so it is worth kind of practicing that a bit. You know, pulling it through the hair, but not pulling the hair out. Always important. So clamp, straight, twist, 45, keep twisting and pulling the hair through it. And again, I wanted those front layers quite curly, just to give it a bit of kind of tapering down the front, a bit of sort of feathering, and just to give it that kind of movement. So just making sure that I get the back sections in, because sometimes you can forget them. And I'll pop some photos at the end as well of what the hair looks like, especially on the bottom sections, because as you can see from outside it was quite dark when I did it. It was night time, so the lighting's not the best. So twisting, clamping, holding, and then letting it go. And you just want to continue that till you've done all of the sections of the hair. And when you've done it all, you can just give it, a look over, see if any of the bits have dropped out, or you want to get some bits more curly, smooth down any frizzy bits, perhaps with some serum, or spray on a shine spray to finish it off. Do use heat protection spray before you start though. Okay, so there's the finished look. So you can see I've got the movement in the bottom like Kate does, got the lift at the roots, but the kind of smoothness down the top section of the hair, and then the bottom bit has all the bounce in it. And then final step, spray that hair. For me, I use my maximum strength hairspray for this look because otherwise it drops out. But if I use this, then it does last all day. So I'm just spraying it and then kind of patting it up a bit with my hand just to get that hold in, that bounce a bit. Okay, hope you enjoyed and you could sort of follow that 3-step routine to getting Kate Middleton's hair down look.